Paul, thanks so much for being with us. What are your expectations in terms of the growth trend for the euro area this year?
Well, the Eurozone is operating around its trend rate of growth, which is somewhere between 1.5% and 1.75%. And the momentum, I think, in the Eurozone is relatively firm. We have good growth in countries like Germany, supported by their labour market, where bank lending is positive. The problem for the Eurozone is not so much the average number. The average number is perfectly reasonable. The problem for the Eurozone is, of course, there's a great deal of divergence. You've got economies which are really quite weak, like Italy, alongside economies which are very strong, like Germany.
Yeah, and speaking of Italy, we've got the elections. We don't know if it's later on this year or early next year. In terms of political risk, how could that possibly, do you think there's a good chance that this political uncertainty could derail the path that Italy's economy is on?
Well, I think, frankly, the path Italy's economy is on is not great anyway. I think we have to recognise that political uncertainty is not exactly unknown when it comes to Italy. This is a country which changes its government with the year. So I think that business people will be able to carry on, and the uncertainty isn't sort of an incremental shock. The problem for Italy, of course, is that the government is unable to implement economic changes which will encourage greater economic efficiency.
Yeah, and what about political risk quickly, Paul, with France going into the runoff this weekend?
Well, I think the markets have given up on the idea of French political risk. European investors have never been that concerned about it. And whilst, of course, there is still a risk there, I think financial markets have given it a very, very low probability and are looking now for a Macron government and, more importantly, looking ahead to the June National Assembly elections.